Hey everybody, in today's lesson I'm going to show you a great way to get really good at playing leads that's also super fun. It's a way that I like to practice. But before we start, remember to like this video and subscribe. I'll be posting new videos every week, and here we go. So one of the best ways to get really good at playing solos or lead guitar is to jam with a band a lot or frequently. Unfortunately, not many people have access to a live band to jam with on a regular basis. So the next best thing, at least for me, has been to play along with some of my favorite bands. And what I like to do is I will find an instrumental part of a song that has kind of a decent stretch to it, and I will figure out the key to the song. If you don't know how to do that, I've covered that in a previous lesson. Usually it's the first chord of the song, but that's not 100% of the time. So watch that video just to get a refresher on that. And then what I like to do is I'll just play a lead over that instrumental part of the song. A good place to start is to use the minor pentatonic scale, which I've also covered in a previous lesson. It's a pretty easy one to remember. It sounds good. And you can also, if you like, the blues scale is very similar to the minor pentatonic. It's a little bit more complicated, but it just basically adds blues notes to the minor pentatonic. So like once you've learned that, you can add that in, or you can figure out some of the blues notes as you play. And what I like to do is I just play it, find that instrumental section and just play over and over again, experimenting with different leads. So for the example today, I'm going to show you, it's a Creedence song. It's off of Willie and the Poor Boys. It's called Side of the Road, and it's really cool because it's a blues-based song. It goes back and forth with a lead and then just instrumental section. There's a key change partway through the song, but you can just ignore that for now. And so I'm going to show you kind of an example of what I do and then kind of break it down for you. Alright, so breaking down what I just played, the song is in F sharp. So what I recommend is starting in probably the easiest minor pentatonic position. So for example, for this song, your root's going to be on the 2nd fret of the low E string, and you're going to be able to play the starting position for your first finger is going to be the 2nd fret all the way up the fretboard, each string. And then, so what I started off in is in that position, which is pretty easy to remember once you learn that scale. And I played in that position first, so something like that. And then what I did next is I slid up to another position, which John Fogerty actually does in that song, and played in that next position up the scale. So something along those lines. Then I ran out of time there, so what I recommend you do is you can loop it again if you find a song you want to play. Just play one position, loop it, then go up to another position on the scale. So I went up to the 14th fret, which is basically the same scale as at the 2nd fret, because the fretboard repeats every 12 frets. And so you can play the minor pentatonic or the blues scale, however you want to play it, all the way up the 14th fret, so on each string. So I went up and played something like this. Up at the 14th fret. And then in that same section of song, I then slid down to the next position, which is a little harder to remember, but on the D and G strings, you can play at the 11th and 14th fret in the minor pentatonic. And then once you learn a little bit more, you can work your way up that position. But what I really recommend is play start playing and get a kind of feel for the song and the lead that you want to play in the positions that you're most comfortable with. Usually for me, it's in those spots where the pentatonic's easiest to remember, which is like the, and same thing up here. And then work on playing the rest of your lead or your solo in positions you're not necessarily good at, and then even working on transitioning between two different positions, and then if you can work your way into doing like a progression all the way up the fretboard to a higher position, or however you want to do it, work on integrating all those different positions into your solo, and you'll start to get more comfortable in playing out of positions and playing in different spots and hearing what you really like to play, what sounds good, what places on the fretboard sound good. And you can do this with any song. Just figure out the key, figure out your positions, and you're ready to go. And you know what the best part about this is that if you play a wrong note, you just rewind, start over again. No one makes any weird faces or like sour faces at you, and not that that really even matters anyways. Everyone messes up. But it's just a really good way to practice. You know, you can push yourself, and there's not, it's the next best thing to playing with a live band, and you'll get better very quickly. So that's it for this video. Remember to like it and subscribe. I'll be posting new videos every week, and I'll see you guys next time.